Tim, totally disorganised as bloody usual. Please donate to Compass Children's Charity. I'd like to dedicate my bit to Bruce Riot, a good friend who died very, very recently. So bless him. Bless his cotton socks. And you are? Who are you?
Who am I?
The wife. You know you're a wife.
I'm the wife. I'm Rachel, and I look after one of them. And basically, I'm the other half of Punk for the Homeless. I do things Eagle does not, and he does things I do not. So don't be confused and think we're the same, because we're definitely not the same. We're very different. But we do have a lot in common. One of which being that we get things slightly disorganised a little bit at the moment.
Oh, well, just did. I thought I organised a thing. I thought was on after Dr. Bastard. You stuck with us fuckers, aren't you? And we're stuck with another fucker, aren't we? Should we slag him off?
Well, one of them's gone. Go with your mate, Boris.
Yeah, fuck off with your mate, fascist bastard.
And you, man.
Start again.
You're rubbish, you, aren't you?
I am today.
If you go down to Westminster, it's sure of a big surprise. 'Cause sitting at number 10 is a creature we all despise. And he got in through the back door by telling countless lies.
Boris is a twat. Boris is a twat. Regardless of your IQ now, he's a fucking twat. In humanity's a good thing, and we're told that greed is good. By the Prime Minister, aka a slug. Boris is a twat. Boris is a twat. Regardless of your IQ now, he's a fucking twat. He stole Ken's bicycles, made buffoonery cool. He isn't cute and cuddly, he's a Nazi's tool. Boris is a twat. Boris is a twat. Regardless of your IQ now, he's a fucking twat. Keep the homeless out of Westminster, feeding them so good. In fact, it is criminal. Bring back Robin Hood. Boris is a twat. Boris is a twat. Regardless of your IQ now, he's a fucking twat. No top on your mansion, just upon your flat, and through the skull of the poor, the Tories fanatics. Boris is a twat. Boris is a twat. Regardless of your IQ now, he's a fucking twat. Your surname is Johnson. It is slang for dick. Boris fucking Johnson, you make me fucking sick. Boris is a twat. Boris is a twat. Regardless of your IQ now, he's a fucking twat. He got very popular, and I got news for you. I'd love to get a dagger and run the fucker through. Boris is a twat. Boris is a twat. Regardless of your IQ now, he's a fucking twat.
So, Trump's gone and buggered off, so it's time for our Boris, isn't it?
Let's run the fucker through.
Innit?
A fair year back, I got arrested for something ethical this time, for cutting down into RAF Waddington where they fly drones from, and with three of us, and we closed the base down for an hour. So yes, we see them. We're still fucking murdering people the other side of the world, but I used to be one of these punk rockers who thought ACAB, all coppers are bastards. But they banned me from Lincolnshire. They fucking banned me from Lincolnshire. Can't be all bad if they fucking banned from Lincolnshire, can they? Awesome stuff. So this one's about drones. It's called Faceless Killers, and it's probably going to be different to the last time you heard it.
Because you ain't got the words.
It's different every fucking time. The faceless killers came today, taking all my life away. Why did they come for me, murdering my family? I am just a farmer, poor. My argument was with next door. Nothing to do with the CIA. The faceless killers came today. There is no reason, there is no rhyme for this horrendous crime. Just a heartless act of the will, not to know, just to kill. The drones, they splattered my children's blood. In God they trust for the good, to inflict their democracy on a people that cannot see. With might that is never right, they set my house alight. And whilst my children burned and slept, the God they serve howled and wept over such blasphemy, murdering so-called enemies. So now we live in times of drones where faceless enemies take our homes. As accurate as a blind man's stick, and in our streets her blood runs thick. Her children's screams are not heard by the deadly hummingbird. And as X marks a deadly spot, families now decay and rot. We're butchering of the innocent by the mosquitoes which were sent by the murderous CIA to kill our youngsters whilst at play. A sanitized brutality from the land of the free. Also funded by the British pound, the sound of whirring all around. And I may not be of their clan, but I'm certainly not the Taliban, the omnipresent demonic god stalking our neighborhood, waiting for a chance to strike, killing man, woman, child alike. No saying a white survives, just press a button, don't see him die. Don't see the horror, torment and pain. Never apologise, never explain. Just unmanned aerial vehicles in our skies to keep the killing sanitised.
Yay!
Hey.
Well, not for the drones, but for the poem. You're just trying to be Pam Ayres, you, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm fucking Pam Ayres. The EDL called me Pam Ayres, the bastards. I've got Eagle Spitz wearing a Pam Ayres shirt now.
Right, well, this next one's a really old one, and it's for you lovely ladies out there. So basically, it goes a bit like this. There is a time in every month just before I come on, where tension mounts and tempers fray, so I sing this PMT song. My mother tries to calm me down when I can't get in my jeans. It happens to women from Brixton, to women in New Orleans. Sex and shopping, they're tiresome when your brain feels full of lead. My husband, he cries for his dinner, but it's burnt, so I kick him instead. So you man, you must show pity like we do when you're under strain. You're not allowed to be shitty when you're suffering from PMT pain. And then the menopause, and they don't tell you about that at school.
Well, at least I stay out in bed. Fucking heat comes off you at night. We don't know any central heating.
No.
Right, I'm going to do an old one. I'm pretty fucking sick of all this bullshit about what is punk and what isn't punk and who invented punk. I mean, as if fucking some silly twat would invent us guys. But who fucking knows? So let's kill a few sacred. Let's kill a few sacred cows with this one. Is punk just entertainment where we just jump about? It was a strong movement, gone and lost its clout. Of all the spiky tops, gone and come to flat. And Leiden now wants a mouthpiece, just advertises full fat. Where's a challenging the band things that bands play, Kennedys about Jello have nothing left to say. Punks like the hippies and working banks from 9 till 5 watch countless soap operas and get drunk on Friday night. Well, there's a mansion in Epping Forest which claimed to shine a light, but I agree with special duties. Crass were fucking shite.
Like them awesome.
I love Crass, actually, but I think they're fair game as the attack every fucker else.
Right, there's the one you was going to do.
Right,
Would you like to do that one?
I know. I thought we'd get that one on. This says, anybody failed to see one of their favourite bands? Well, I did exactly that in spectacular style when I was 16. I can never remember words to this one, so I'm going to read them to you because it's fucking culture time, isn't it? It's called On the Way to See the Ruts, and it's a true story, sadly. Well, I'd had a few pints at lunchtime. When I was only 16, I was off to see the Ruts, and I was feeling keen. I was catching the train to Cambridge. The booze had hit my brain. I dropped my bloody ticket right under the bloody train. A guard was feeling kindly. He climbed on the track. I was most undeserving, but I got my ticket back. I boarded my train in Peterborough, but I didn't get very far. I was feeling pissed and hungry, so I went to a buffet car. I ordered a hamburger, but hamburgers I did not sell. If I were lying, I swear I could not tell. So I was feeling lost. I needed some hot food. Never mind the cost. I was hungry, pissed and rude. My next move might sound illogical or some kind of bizarre joke. I went and got a fire extinguisher and the buffet staff got a soak. The security, they were summoned. The guards came after me. I could run fast in those days. I locked the lavatory. As the guards tried to get in, I opened the window and got out. On the top and running like a drunken cowboy lout. From carriage to carriage I was jumping. I didn't have a care. I was on the train. I had paid my fare. The wind, it was blowing, but the carriages were dry. It felt just like running right through the open sky. When someone pulled the cable, I tried running away. I was drunk and unable. It was not my day. The police arrived pretty quickly. At least it seemed to me. I was arrested and handcuffed and soon in custody.
Best place for you.
I was charged with abusive language to disturb the peace. Not very fitting, really, but I understand the police had to charge me with something. And this is what they chose as I sat in the cells in my scruffy punk rock clothes. After a few hours, my parents came to collect their teenage hooligan, desiring to wring my neck. I explained on the way home, but it was not my fault. I'd lost my glasses out a window and a train they would not halt. A few months later, when I was up in court, the truth it came out.
Always does.
Father was looking fraught.
Oh.
Fraught was an understatement. Steam came from his head. At least it wasn't mother, or else at 16 I'd be dead. Her wrath was worse than the legal systems. I would have been hung for my crimes. Young punk rocker watches too many westerns. The headlines in the Cambridgeshire Times.
Yay! And if anybody can get me a copy of that headline in the Cambridgeshire Times, I would be delighted.
I'm sure
I'd like to have a poster.
Born to destruct from that area, so
I'm sure they'll
do
find
a
us
search
one.
for us.
Young punk rocker watches too many westerns. That's him. Flat. Right. So, my next poem. I won't give a description of it, but basically, I'm going to look at my husband and I'm going to say this lovingly. To
Adoringly.
you. Yes.
Thank you.
It's called The Rhythm. I wake to a rhythm as old as time itself. The bed gently rocks as I feel him. Fast breath catches in his mouth as I, barely conscious, decide whether to join in or leave him to his private pleasure. How often have my sisters and my brothers woken to similar sounds and sensations in Bedouin tents while the desert whispers outside, cool respite from the heat of the day, to igloos wrapped in warm animal hide, while the whistling wind makes the snow drift to caravans, with the noise of the rain overhead, and the van gently rocking. Like the pulse of a nation, he judders, and all is calm once more. Right.
Right, but the next one's about a bunch of wankers as well. It's called Badger Bait, Masturbator.
It is indeed, and it goes...
After 3. 1, 2, 3. Big man,
north
with your
you
gun. Others suffering is your fun. Hunting with rifle and with hound. You even dig them out the ground. You're a badger baiter, masturbator. Hurt them now, we'll kill you later. Badger baiter, masturbator. Hurt them now, we'll kill you later. Chasing foxes dressed in red. You won't stop until they're dead. Getting a hard on at the sight. Sick cunt, you're not right. You're a badger baiter, masturbator. Hurt them now, we'll kill you later. Badger baiter, masturbator. Hurt them now, we'll kill you later. That's it.
That's us, isn't it?
I think they were finished, aren't we? How long have we been going for?
Oh, we've got a little bit longer.
All right, let's do this one then.
Shall
This
we?
one's about Mother Earth, and
Okay.
for those who don't know, she's dying, so we're all fucked.
Yeah.
A happy fucking birthday.
And this one's for Joe and Dickon.
Yeah.
She does love it, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She does.
And for the rest of the band, Dave Ferry and Danny Ratcatcher. So.
So, Mother Earth is dying, dance upon her grave. Let's lift a glass to the fuck we never gave. And sometime in the future, we will change our ways. We will all be vegan in the end of days, in the end of days.
We cannot eat money, thus spake Sitting Bull. We've killed off all the rivers to make the white man rule. We've chopped down all the trees just to wipe our arse. People are starving. Democracy's a farce.
Mother Earth is dying, dance upon her grave. Let's lift a glass to the fuck we never gave, and sometime in the future we will change our ways. We will all be vegan in the end of days, in the end of days.
Rip the guts out the system, rebuild in its shell. The words of St. Dorothy, but we choose to rot in hell. In the near future, the oceans will be dead. We need this desecration just to rob the dead.
Mother Earth is dying, dance upon her grave. Let's lift a glass to the fuck we never gave, and sometime in the future we will change our ways, and we will all be vegan in the end of days, in the end of days.
Things cannot get darker. We've killed off everything. We are the consumers. It is collective sin. Take the piss out of Greta for speaking truth to power. Will we still be laughing in our final hour?
Mother Earth is dying, dance upon her grave. Let's lift a glass to the fuck we never gave, and sometime in the future we will change our ways. We will all be vegan in the end of days, in the end of days.
And usually where I go, I have to apologise.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Normally, at least twice.
And sometimes it's easier to write a poem than spend your fucking life going around finding people to apologise to.
You couldn't find them all, could you?
Couldn't fucking find them all. No, I killed some of them.
Yeah, did you? Lovely. So you're going to do your apology?
If I can fucking remember it.
I haven't.
If I haven't yet apologised, I probably should. So it goes. I don't know what I'll do. It. Hold on.
I don't know what I did exactly.
I must have trod on your toes, and I'm sorry about the nature of this mass apology, but I know I upset you. It's a certainty.
Definitely.
Did I bloody your nose just after I made you laugh? Urinate in your aftershave or excrete in your bath? Ground grass in your face cream wasn't such a good idea. Nicking from your mother's purse to buy my drugs on beer. In that crowded swimming pool, did I urinate with glee? And when the prize parakeet escaped, was it liberator me? Was it the unwanted swimming lessons? Or sleeping with your sibling? Sleeping with your sibling? Vomiting at your dinner party and at your kids' party and only dribbling. And when I kissed your grandmother, did I use my tongue? Or am I just a scapegoat for everything that's wrong?
Probably used his tongue. Basically, I'd like to finish by doing this land because, to be honest, the thing that I get really pissed off with is people are now saying they've taken a survey of the country and people are blaming their next door neighbour rather than Boris. And basically, we're here to say that if we didn't have this shower of shit in Parliament, maybe we shouldn't have the problems we have. Who thought they couldn't shut down the airports for a whole year and then go, oh yeah, we maybe should have done that? Well, I'm sorry, it's just not good enough, Boris. So basically what I've got to say is, Boris doesn't own where we live. It's not even bloody British. If you want to go Trump's way, he was born in Cow in America, so he can fuck off and do one whenever he wants one. So basically it just goes a bit like this. As I walked out through the city centre, the drunks were raging and all the blue lights flashing, and the only shoots growing are of discontentment. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From the coast of Cornwall to the Scottish Highlands, from the sacred forest to the holy islands. This land was made for you and me. The derelict buildings and the cold rough sleepers, where the wind is whistling, white lightning flowing, police whistles blowing, and the poor arrested. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From the coast of Cornwall to the Scottish Highlands, from the sacred forests to the holy islands. This land was made for you and me. I saw a sign there when I went walking, and the words upon it said no immigration, but on the other side it said all welcome. This side was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From the coast of Cornwall to the Scottish Highlands, from the sacred forest to the holy islands. This land was made for you and me. To the coast of Blackpool, the lorries went rolling, met by protesters to protect the landscape from the greedy bastards. No thought for the future. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From the coast of Cornwall to the Scottish Highlands. From the sacred forest to the holy islands. This land was made for you and me, not Boris Johnson. This land was made for you and me. No, Nigel Farage.
And
this
no,
land was made for you
and no fucking Tommy Robinson. So fuck any far right cunts. There you go.
And if you like any of our stuff, we're normally with a band. It's called Activistas.
But you can
Hire
find,
Dick on, Dave.
yeah, you can find
Danny.
it all on Bandcamp. But we've got a couple of tracks on Punk Lammers Comps by them. Dr. Bass's Singing Club is up now for our 11th birthday bash.
No pass around. Happy
No
birthday.
pass around.
Woo!
And no cheese.